What's up, guys? We are live. We're about 5 minutes late because of Kelton, but it is what it is. We have a good card this Saturday. We got Marvin Vettori versus Jack the Joker Manson. Kelton, what's up, man?
What's up, man? First of all, I just want to say apologies in advance. I'm feeling a little sick, so and my laptop was running low, so I was late. You might hear me sniffle a couple times this podcast, but I'm gonna power through it. I certainly couldn't miss 2 podcasts in a row, and not only that, dude, this card we're about to break down is fucking sick. Like, I'm excited for every single fight on this card. I got a lot to say. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. We're not going to do our usual recap just because we're running a little late. So we'll just do a quick kind of recap of our bets. So last card, man, was a winning night, man, for I believe for you too, right?
Yep.
For both of us, yeah. So I had a bet on Baeza, 4 units at minus 150. Went out there and made it look clean work. Yeah, man, it was a pretty good card. I mean, a lot of upsets. I mean, a lot of upsets, dude. But yeah. So I think it was like a plus 2.5 or plus 2.4 or plus 2.5 in the night. What about you?
Yeah, man, I went plus 1.6 units. I had 2 really good plays, and then I had 1 complete dog shit play. I had Sumu Jardi by KO plus 180 for 2 units. That was a big one. And then I was also on Baeza 3 units minus 150. And my bad losing play, man, I had a 4-unit parlay on Kai Kamaka and Josh Parisian, and they both shit the bed. They both lost. Let's be honest, they both got dominated. Like, Kakamaka looked great in that first round, of course, but holy shit, dude. How about that pace by Jonathan Pierce? Dude can put on a pace for sure. And I guess when he's not stuck in a bad position against a vet like Joe Lozon, I mean, apparently the guy can actually fight pretty fucking well. So Jonathan Pierce was definitely like the big one of the night for me. I don't remember if he got a performance bonus or not, but he certainly should have. As far as anything else on the card I wanted to talk about, big shout out to Bill Algeo. I almost bet him, but I kind of pussied out. I should have bet him. Dude, 30-27 times 3. I thought Spike was going to at least win the first round. We know how much energy he has in that first round, but Algeo from start to finish, so I definitely wanted to shout him out.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of, like I said, a lot of upsets, dude.
Yeah.
The Manus fight was kind of he lost, he got his ass kicked first round, let's be honest, and then he went out there and beat a guy who has made, a lot of mistakes. I mean, I hope they cut Luke Sanders after that. I don't ever want to watch that guy fight again, dude. Anything else you want to say before we move on?
I mean, I don't want to be Mr. After the Fact or anything, but after that first round between Luke Sanders and Manus, I saw plus 300 live odds on Manus. I took that shit immediately because, yeah, Sanders dominated that first round, but you're going to give me plus 300 against a stuntmaster. So that, in my opinion, was the live bet of the night. And, dude, live betting is a lot of fun. I'm going to start doing more of it in the future. It just sucks you can't track it,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it before, but I mean, there's probably some fights on this card coming up that are pretty good for live betting. But yeah, man, let's do it. It's the first fight of the night, man. We got Smolka versus Jose Teco. I mean, Quinones, this is a fight that got scrapped a couple weeks ago because Smolka had a bad weight cut. I believe he weighed at 139. Honestly, man, it doesn't really change my pick. I do think it's a really close fight. I get the dog shot on Teco. I think that he's 100% live in this fight, but from a matchup perspective, I still got to go with Smolka. I think he's the better striker. I do acknowledge that Teco has the better wrestling, and Teco will get him down. But I think Smolka could get him in some tricky spots on the mat because let's be honest, even though Smolka's inconsistent, he's still 5-2 in his last 7. He's 2-2 in his last 4. 2 losses against 2 good fighters in Danger and Kenny. The Medarji win looks good now. If they rematched, it probably would be different. I don't know. I probably would have to lean with Medarji there, but still. From a matchup perspective, I think Smolka has really good submissions, and he's the bigger guy. I think that he could actually get Teco in some trouble on the mat. And like I mentioned, he's better on the feet. I like his body shots he's been putting out lately. And I'm not really impressed with Teco's striking, dude. I think he's a grinder. I think, he's not going to go out there and finish Smolka. I think he's going to have to go out there and land him for 3 rounds. And I could see Smolka reversing him and getting on top. And, so I'm going to go Smolka. I think Smolka's going to get a hard-fought victory here. I'll go with 29-28.
Gosh, this is This is a tough one. It's funny because if you listen to our podcast 2 weeks ago, you'll hear me talking about my 3-unit bet on Louis Smolka and how he's going to come out here and smoke Teco. But then the weigh-ins happened. I mean, this guy who was a former 125-pounder is out here missing weight at 135. He's posting shit of eating food that he probably shouldn't be eating. He's posting negative shit on Twitter. Man, I'm a lot less confident than I was 2 weeks ago. That's for sure. I thought Smolka was actually making some strides. I thought he was making some positive changes. Seems like that's not the case, man. I don't think he can be trusted here. I definitely think he's the rightful favorite, and I'm still going to go with Louis Smolka to win this fight by TKO or a tough decision. But man, I can't trust him. And Teco has a legitimate path with the wrestling. We've seen Smolka get taken down 1,000 times in the past. Although I do think he can give Teco problems with the scrambling. I won't be surprised literally in the slightest if Teco holds him for 2 rounds. So I'm going to go with Smolka. I'm going to stick with my pick, but nowhere near as confident as last time.
Yeah, man. So who you got in this one, man? We got Gabriel Benitez versus Justin Jaynes. This is a very interesting fight.
Yeah, it is an interesting fight. I got Benitez. I feel like he is the rightful favorite, but the line might be going a little too far, man. Like, the thing I'm most confident about in this fight is that somebody probably might go down here. I feel like these guys are going to stand and bang until one man falls. And yeah, Benitez, I feel like, yeah, he's got the higher level experience. He's fought the better guys. He's beaten the better guys. He is. I feel like he is the better fighter overall. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes he gets, sometimes he takes some unnecessary shots and against guys that he probably shouldn't. And I feel like that could be the case here. Jaynes is another experienced guy, man. He might have only been in the UFC a couple fights now, but Jaynes has been around for a very long time. He's been a coach at Extreme Couture for I want to say a decade now. Like, the guy's certainly been around. I think he definitely deserves to be in the UFC. That fight against Gavin Tucker last time was super fun. He almost had Tucker out of there, man. And I feel like there might be a similar case here. I feel like he might almost get Benitez out of there at one point, but I'm going to say Benitez overcomes a big shot and lands a big one of his own. So I'm going to go with him via a round 2 knockout.
Yeah, man, the line movement, man, is really weird. I wish I would have got Mowgli at money, man. And I mean, his line drastically fucking, got steamed to minus 225, I think now. If I could have got even minus 140, minus 150, I probably would have, took a shot. I think he's the better fighter. I do agree, though. He hasn't really fought. I mean, he hasn't really beat anybody. I mean, honestly, all of his wins were against jobbers. His best wins against Jason Knight. And I know Jaynes hasn't really beaten anyone either, but I think Benitez had no. I think he shouldn't have been fighting at 55 when he fought. What's his name? Morales. Even though Morales fought his last fight at 45, I just think he was outmatched in that fight. I mean, Morales was way bigger in that fight. Benitez still won a round. He made it, 29-28. But from a stylistic matchup in this fight, Benitez is obviously the better striker. He has some of the best leg kicks in the division. Even Daniel Cormier said, AK, that he kicks the hardest, man. And I mean, Rockhold used to train there too. So nasty leg kicks. He has a good straight left. He's tough. He's been knocked out a couple times. Obviously, Jaynes is a brawler. I think Benitez is 56% takedown defense. So Jaynes could definitely go out there and take him down. He has the better wrestling, Jaynes, but I don't like Jaynes' gas tank. He slows down. Benitez, has better cardio, and I think Benitez has a really good submission game. I mean, he has 10 wins by sub, and he has a nasty guillotine. We've seen it before. So if Jaynes takes him down, I think he's in trouble, dude. So I'm gonna go with Benitez by a finish here, man. I really think that he's not 2-5 losing streak. He needs this win. And honestly, man, I don't think Jaynes is really UFC material. I know he's tough, man, and he looked good against Gavin Tucker in the first round. But we're going to talk about Gavin Tucker next week, man. I mean, Billy, our boy Billy Q, man, is going to go out there and make that look pretty easy. So yeah, I got Gabriel Benitez by finish. So next fight, man, we got a good fight here, man. We get Topuria versus Damon Jackson. I know you got to plan this one, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this fight. Yeah, Damon Jackson's an interesting guy. He's in his second UFC stint here. He was in the UFC, got cut, fought a lot in LFA, and then he got brought back against Mirsad Bektic. And I almost bet Bektic. Like I almost put him in a gigantic parlay, but something told me to just stay off of it because of the stunts he's pulled in the past. And holy shit, what do you know? He pulled the stunt. Damon Jackson got that round 3 sub, and you know what my boy Ilya Topuria is going to do? He's not going to pull a stunt like Mirsad Bektic. He's not going to fucking give up in the 3rd round. This dude's a beast, man. I'm telling you, this guy's one of the best prospects in the UFC. This is going to be his 10th pro fight. I mean, he just beat a guy in Yusuf Zalal last fight. I mean, guys, Yusuf Zalal was like 4-0 in 2020 or 4-0 in the UFC at least before he fought Topuria. Like, dude was on a roll. Very talented guy. Topuria, I mean, he fucking handled him, man. I mean, the dude's grappling is top notch. I believe he's the first ever BJJ black belt out of the country of Georgia, which is a pretty interesting stat. I mean, we can talk about the guy's grappling forever. He's got some sick subs too. Like, go back and watch his regional fights. The dude is, I mean, he's got such a strong squeeze. And then his striking, bro, I feel like his striking is really coming together. If you watch his last fight before the UFC, I mean, he's out here knocking dudes out. He's out here looking a lot better on the feet. And I think that's where he's going to have his biggest advantage against Damon Jackson. Like, I know Topuria, like, his biggest strength is his grappling for sure. Like, no doubt about it. But, like, that might not be the best, like, decision to give Damon Jackson the chance to be on the mat, because that's where Damon Jackson is best at, too, is the mat. Dude's a very good grappler. So I feel like Topuria, if he were to grapple here, he'd be giving Damon Jackson chances, even though I do think Topuria could take that route. I think it'd be smartest to keep this fight standing. I think he has a big advantage striking. Damon Jackson's been knocked out before. I'm going to say Ilya Topuria comes out here and knocks out Damon Jackson, and I got him in a 4-unit parlay.
Yeah, man, I like Topuria. You know, I bet him versus Zalal. I mean, he made that fight look easy. I mean, yeah, some judges scored Zalal that 3rd round. I think Zalal probably won the 3rd round. Topuria slowed down for sure. That's my only worry in this fight. You know, I know Jackson showed really good cardio last fight. I think he's been 5 rounds as well. I do think that Jackson has the better cardio, but you know, if you watched his fight against Bektic, you know, I mean, me and you aren't really high on Bektic at all. And he has good grappling. He has good wrestling. I mean, he took down Jackson at will, dude. So, I mean, I think Topuria, that's his game. He's a grappler. He has great grappling. I mean, a lot of wins by submission. But if you watch his fight before he got into the UFC, his striking looked really good. I mean, he got his first knockout. He has a good right hand. His striking looked good against the wall, too, let's be honest. He definitely has a striking advantage. I don't think Jackson's striking is that good. But I will say this. I don't think he's a jobber, man. I think he's no slouch. I mean, he's 18-3, dude, and has a draw for a reason. I mean, he trains at Fortis MMA. Yeah, man. I mean, he has really good submissions, dude. So, I mean, that submission he hit against Bektic was nice, dude. The way he fucking reversed him and shit, that was nice. But I just think he's outmatched in this fight. I think Topuria is the better fighter, and I think he'll be able to get the takedown here at will, man. And I think he can tap out Jackson, even though Jackson's really good on the mat. You know, he's not. I just don't think he's on that level, man. With the rest, and I think Topuria can just take him down and get him out of there. And like you mentioned, I do think he has the better striking. So I'll go to Topuria with the finish. But like I said, I think Jackson's no slouch, and I think he'll be back. I mean, he has 2 knockout losses, but I mean, besides that, man, he has a lot of wins, dude. So he's won 8 out of the last 10 too. So I'll go with Topuria, but I think this is the best fighter than Topuria's fight. I think Jackson's better than Zalal. So I got Topuria by finish. Anything you want to say?
Nah, man, let's keep going.
All right, man. So next fight, we got my first play of the night. We got Jimmy Flick versus Cody Durden. You know, even before this fight, or not before, but when this fight got announced, man, I had a pre-tape on Durden. I was really high on him in this fight, and then I watched tape, and I still got to go with it, dude. So I got 3 units on Durden. I got 2 at plus 145, 1 at plus 140. I think it's a good matchup for him, man. I do think that Jimmy Flick is a good prospect. I mean, let's be honest, we both cashed on that contender series, you know, at big dog odds. He went out there and looked really good against, what is it, Smith? Nate Smith?
Yeah.
I was going to say Nate Robinson because the whole boxing fight last weekend, but yeah, Nate Smith. This fight, man, it's just pure striker versus grappler matchup. You know, Flick is the grappler. He's nasty, man. He's a black belt. He has really good ground game, good grappling. But Cody Durden, man, has the wrestling credentials, I think, to keep it on the feet. He was a really good wrestler, man, growing up. And if you watch Cody Durden's game, he's a wrestler. So I think Cody Durden needs to just keep us on the feet. He's even talked about it on interviews. I hope he doesn't go out there and take down Flick. I mean, if he does, I mean, I'm going to be sweaty, but I do think he can take a guy like Flick down, but don't do it, dude. You have the better striking. He has a really good right hand. Flick's been knocked out 4 times. He's chinny. I think Durden can just push the pace. And, a lot of people are talking about how he gassed against Chris Gutierrez. That's on short notice, dude. And I do think that should have been a draw. I mean, he looked really good in that first round. He slowed down. And, I mean, like I mentioned, it's on short notice. I think Durden actually has good cardio. So I think he has a striking advantage, like I already mentioned. He has a great right hand. He has good leg kicks. Go out there and just, throw leg kicks against Jimmy Flick, man. Make him, hard to move on the feet. And I think if he keeps it on the feet, he's going to win the fight. I mean, that's how it goes down. I think Durden's a good fighter. He's been training at American Top Team this camp, and I heard, shout out to Half the Battle because he actually brought this up on Clint's show, Die Hard MMA. If he's training with Horiguchi and guys like that and not getting tapped out, I don't think he's going to be able to get tapped out against Flick. So I want to go with Cody Durden, and I'll make a statement here, man. I don't think a lot of people are going to be picking him by finish, but I think he knocks out, dude, Jimmy Flick. So I got Cody Durden. I'm going to go with the KO.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me, man. I mean, Jimmy Flick's he's a serious grappler, bro. Like his submission skills and the way he chains the attempts together, like I've almost never seen anything like it. Like that performance on Contender was insane, man. The only problem why I'm not confident enough to bet Flick in this fight is because, I mean, I could see Cody. I mean, if Cody Durden comes out here and fights to the best of his ability, he is going to beat Jimmy Flick. Like, if he wants to keep this on the feet, he most likely can stuff Flick's takedown attempts, and he most likely is the better striker and will outstrike Flick over the course of 3 rounds, maybe even knock him out. Problem is, man, like I just have this feeling that Flick might just need 1 takedown. Like I know you mentioned he's training with those guys at ATT, like Horiguchi, and not getting tapped out by them, but like I don't know if Horiguchi has the sub skills of a Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick is like, he's a special breed of grappler, man, and I'll be honest, like this fight could go either way for sure. I think it probably is a dogger pass situation, so I wish you luck, but yeah, I just see Jimmy Flick. I'm gonna say he subs Cody Durden. I'm gonna say he gives Cody Durden his second sub loss here. Dude's a vet. I believe he's got 20 pro fights now. Certainly deserves to be in the UFC. I'm gonna say he finds a way to get it down at one point, and I'm gonna say he subs Durden, but it's a tough one, bro. Durden for sure. I mean, the wrestling credentials are there. If he's smart about this, he can win. But I don't know. I got this feeling that Flick's gonna find a way to get it down at least once, or maybe Cody Durden will shoot. I mean, we know how those wrestlers are, bro. I mean, it's instinctual sometimes. Like, if Flick is able to land like one big shot in the feet and Cody Durden like sees an opportunity for a takedown, like that wrestler instinct might just kick in and he might shoot. And you don't want to be on the mat with Jimmy Flick. So I'm down to just sit back and see which prospect wins this fight. Going to Flick by sub, but Cody's live.
I do think that dropping back down to flyweight is the right move. I mean, he hasn't fought a flyweight in a while, but let's be honest, he wasn't really that big of a bantamweight. So I think Cody Durden going 25 is the best move for him, dude. I think he's a pretty big flyweight. So it's a good fight, man.
Jimmy Flick, a lot of his knockout losses actually came at 135. I think 125 is the best weight class for both these guys. And I didn't even mention it. Yeah, I'm super impressed about how Cody Durden was able to go to a draw with a 135-pounder on short notice. That certainly is a good look. So I'll be honest, when they made this fight, I got a little pissed because I like both guys. I don't want to see either one lose. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, man, I just think the leg kicks will be there. Like his right hand, I think he hits hard. He has 7 knockouts in the past. And I think that the pace and pressure that Durden's going to, bring and give to Flick, he's going to be in his face. And I think that it's going to, pay due. So I got Durden by KO. So next fight, I mean, come on, we got Matt Wiman versus Jordan Leavitt. I know you have a play here. I'll make it short and sweet. I got Leavitt here all day. I like Leavitt a lot. I bet on him on Contender Series. He made it look easy. He's a specialist. I know that he doesn't really have any striking. A lot of people are calling him the next Ryan Hall. I'm a believer in this kid, dude. I really want to see him build. I want them to build him up, though. Giving him Matt Wyman's perfect. Matt Wyman has no takedown defense. I know the Selecki couldn't get him out of there, but I think Leavitt's ground game is just, it's different than Selecki. I don't care that he's a purple belt. I think that his ground, he doesn't, even though that he's a purple belt, that doesn't mean you can't go out there and tap him out. So I think this kid's special on the mat. I got Jordan Leavitt, first round submission.
Yeah, man. I mean, when we tape these fights and go look on the Instagrams and go check out, see, what BJJ belt is this guy? I mean, how many times have you seen, and usually it's chicks, how many times have you seen a BJJ black belt and then they come into the UFC and their grappling looks like utter dog shit? I mean, it happens all the time, bro. So, I mean, you got to watch the tape. You can't just see, this guy's a black belt. Oh, that guy's a purple belt. When you watch tape on Jordan Leavitt, the dude is clearly like a serious grappler. Like, yeah, he's a purple belt right now, but like he's going to be a black belt in a couple of years, 2-3 years. Like, dude's serious on that mat. And yeah, Matt Wyman's never been subbed. People bring up that argument all week. Guys, Jordan Leavitt doesn't need to sub him to win. Even though I think Jordan Leavitt is actually going to come out here and give Matt Wyman his first sub loss, like, guys, we don't need it. We can win a fucking 30-26, 30-25 decision. I mean, when we're talking about a guy in Matt Wyman, I mean, we're talking about a guy who, even in his prime, back when he was fighting in 2012, I mean, dude, he made his UFC debut way longer than that, like 2005 or 6. I mean, even when we're talking about a prime Matt Wyman, I mean, dude was never really all that great in the first place. And now we're talking about a guy who was off for, 5 years. He is 37 years old, hasn't won a fight in 6 years, got absolutely dominated, took a lot of damage in the last 2 fights. I mean, guys, we're talking about a top 3 to 5 fade in the company right now. And all you want to do is shit talk Jordan Leavitt about how green, or, how he doesn't have much striking, or he's only a purple belt. Like, dude, if you watch the tape on this fight, it's pretty obvious Jordan Leavitt's going to come out here and look the part of a -400, man. So I'm going to say he wins I'm going to say he gets that sub, but a 30-26 decision won't surprise me either. And he's the other half of that parlay with Topuria. So I got 4 units on that at -108.
I think he opened like -215, man. I wish I would have got that, because that.
Yeah, I got -340.
Yeah, -215 would have been a big play for me. Next fight, man, we got Mobstar Evloev versus Nate the Train Landwehr. Who you got on this one?
No shocker here, bro. I got the -600. I'm going to go with Mobstar. Even though I'm a huge fan of Nate the Train, I knew about him for years before he was in the UFC even. Big fan. I think he's a super entertaining guy. I actually think he's not that bad of a fighter either. Like, depending on who he gets next, there's a good chance he bounces back after this, but there's one problem. He's got Mobstar Evloev standing in front of him who, I mean, dude, his last performance against Mike Grundy was, I mean, dude, he dominated Grundy. Like, Grundy had his moment early in the fight, but, man, I really like Mobstar, man. I mean, he's got it all, complete package, great boxing, bro. Like, I love this guy's boxing. Obviously his wrestling is amazing. His cardio is there. Fight IQ, like, man, Mobstar Evloev is like a top tier prospect for sure, and I have zero issues with the -600. So I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna say 30-25 decision. I'm gonna give Nate the Train the benefit of the doubt and say he survives, because he is a very tough guy. So Mobstar domination.
Nate the Train, man. Like, this is a good fight, dude. I can't pick against Evloev. I know I bet against him last fight with Grundy. Grundy almost got him out of there in that first round, but then he gassed. Yeah, I like this kid, man. I don't agree with the line. I think it should be, definitely not -600, because Nate's really tough. But the thing in this matchup is that Nate has a good get-up game. We've seen that in the past, but I mean, he can get taken down though. So that's the thing. So I do think that Evloev can take him down at will here. I think Nate will keep on getting back up. Nate has great cardio. I think that Evloev probably has a better striking, but yeah, like you mentioned, Nate's one of the toughest dudes in the division, dude. So I don't think he'll get him out of there. But yeah, Evloev's the better striker. He's the better grappler. He's going to push a good pace on him. He's going to take him down at will. He should score a lot for DraftKings. So I'll go with Evloev, but I'm not, I would never play this fight. Next fight, we got your boy Roman Dolidze versus John Allan. I mean, yeah, dude, John Allan, dude, is I don't think he's that good. I really don't. I know you went out there and beat Mike Rodriguez, but let's be honest, we were really wrong on Mike Rodriguez. I do think that this Dolidze guy is a good prospect. He has knockout power. Yeah, he beat a fucking jabroni last fight, but still, though, I don't think Allan is that far off from um, that Russian. So I do think that Dolidze's the better fighter here. Allen's tough though. I mean, I will say that he has a good chin. He's a brawler, but I think Dolidze's way more technical. He's the better striker. So I got Dolidze here by KO. Who you got?
Man, I like this fight from my boy Roman Dolidze. I cashed on him last time. This time, I mean, I was definitely looking at betting him, but I mean, really, the second I got interested, he started to get steamed, and I think he's what, minus 200s now,
Yeah.
and yeah, minus 200 on most books, and I think that's about right. So I'm not going to bet it. I don't think there's value if it's an accurate line, and I honestly think he can win this fight anywhere. I think he can. I think he can out grapple John Allan as well. Dude actually can wrestle for sure too, and we know about that power and striking on the feet. So, man, I think Dolidze actually can win this fight anywhere and probably a safe pick, man. So I'm gonna go with him by KO in the second round, and he's probably a good DraftKings play.
Next fight, we got another play for you. We got Montana De La Rosa versus Talia Santos. Who you got?
Yeah, man, I got to play Tyler 194. It's since been steamed up a little bit to minus 220. I see now out there minus 205. But man, how about Tyler Santos's last performance? Well, you know what? Before I even want to talk about that, I mean, how about how everybody is still talking about the Barella fight? Like, yeah, okay, she lost to Barella, but like, okay, let's talk about Tyler Santos's short UFC career so far. So she comes in against Mara Barella. I believe that fight was somewhat short notice as well, like a few weeks. And or it was Barella that came in a short notice. Either way, I think it was a quick fight for Tyler Santos. She comes in, she has some obvious jitters. I mean, UFC debut. It was a big step up in competition, even though Barella's not the greatest fighter in the world. And yeah, she didn't look great in the first round. Second round got a little better, but man, as soon as she woke up in that third round, it was pure domination. I mean, although it wasn't a 5-round fight, if it was a 5-round fight, she for sure would have beaten the shit out of Barella those remaining 2 rounds. Probably got a TKO finish, but it was only 3 rounds. She lost the 29-28. All right, that kind of sucks. And then she gets her next booking against Molly McCann, who I believe is a step up from Mara Barella. And, you know, everybody, I mean, and I'm talking everybody and their mom was on Molly McCann in that spot. And Tyler Santos came out, dominated start to finish. She looked way more confident. There was no jitters, no lack of confidence. Like, she came out there, did the damn thing. Not only that, like, we knew about her striking, but her grappling looked phenomenal in that fight. And dude, she's so big and strong, great frame for the 125-pound weight class. Like, I think Tyler Santos is a serious prospect, bro. And if you really want to cling on to that Barella loss forever, like, fucking sweet, man. Keep giving me good lines on Tyler Santos, and we're good, bro. If this girl makes her way to a 3 or 4 win streak and you want to keep bringing up that Barella fight, that's just fine with me. I think this is a good fight for Tyler Santos. Like, I like Montana. I've actually gone out and bet Montana in the past. But, I mean, really, I mean, the only advantage I see her having here is the grappling. And even then, I'm not even convinced she has a big grappling advantage because Tyler's so big and strong, and her grappling looked phenomenal that fight. I mean, let's be honest, she's more of a specimen than Montana De La Rosa by a lot. Like, Montana, you look at her, she's kind of soft. And Tyler Santos, she's all bricked up. And I think for Montana to successfully be able to out-grapple Tyler here, she's got to get her tired. But, like, dude, Tyler didn't slow down against Molly McCann. The cardio was there, too. So I'm thinking Tyler has this, bro. I like her wherever this fight goes. Obviously, I want her to keep it standing. I think she has a massive advantage there. So love Tyler in this spot. 4 units minus 194. I'm gonna say she gets the TKO here, guys. Second round.
Yeah, man. I don't think that she's gonna get a finish here. I gotta admit, dude, De La Rosa is tough, bro. I mean, she took a beating last fight against Raju. Um, I actually thought she could have won one of those rounds, but I do think Rojo won the fight. But dude, she showed a really good chin, and I do agree. I do think she has the better wrestling here, but I mean, Santos is grappling with good last fight. I do think that Santos has a big advantage here on the feet. Yeah, a lot of people like to bring that up. I mean, I want to bring it up too. I mean, she lost to Perella, dude. I mean, you still got to bring that up, dude. That's a pretty fucking embarrassing loss, dude. But I mean, she goes out here and makes it look easy. Then then I'll tap my hat off to her and say that she's a prospect because De La Rosa's no slouch. She's not a bad fighter. I think that she has potential and stuff, but I mean, she just got thrown in the deep end last fight. She fought a top 5 girl, and then now this fight, she's fighting a really good prospect. So I'll go with Santos as well. Next fight, actually, before I talk about next fight, I mean, it's been bugging me since I saw it on Twitter. Nico Price, dude, what a joke, dude. Why is this guy getting suspended, man, for 6 months for marijuana and shit? I think that's a joke, and I feel bad that he fucking has to pay, what, 9,000 shit, dude? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's garbage. I mean, common sense would tell you that a guy shouldn't get in trouble for smoking a plant that helps him. So I think it's just ridiculous. And fortunately, I think this bullshit will be over within the next couple of years.
I'll say this though, I think that's good for him because it gives him 6 months to chill. He fights way too much, takes a lot of damage, he's been taking damage lately. That's 6 months to just train and let his chin heal. So I think that's actually good for him. Next fight, dude. I mean, what a fucking fight. Jamal Hill versus OSP. I mean, Jamal Hill's been one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. He's a money train for me. I bet on him in both fights versus Darko and versus Quinton Abreu. I mean, both those fights were easy work. This fight, I do think he's going to win. I'm not going to bet on him here. I'm going to pass. I just don't really like the line. I think OSP is obviously way better than Quinton and Darko. But if you watch this fight, or have you watched tape on this fight from a stylistic matchup, I mean, oh my God, dude, Jamal Hill's just so much better on the feet, dude. I know OSP striking's not bad. He has a good jab. He has good movement, but dude, Hill striking just way better, dude. I mean, he has great pressure, a good straight left, good knees, good body kicks, dude. I mean, dude, the way he set everything up against Clifton, I mean, you just fucking toyed with him, dude. OSP's chinny, dude. Let's be honest. He slows down. He's only been knocked out, I think, twice. But, I mean, Dominic Reyes basically knocked him out. Latifi dropped him. I mean, everyone hurt. A lot of people have been hurting OSP lately. And I think if Jamal Hill hurts him once, dude, Jamal Hill's going to, what's his name? Hurt him too. Like Jason. I mean, he hurt him really bad. So I think if Hill hurts him one time with that straight left, or that straight right, or the body kicks, or the knees, he's going to smell blood and just go after it. But I will admit, dude, OSP, he's tough, though, man. He's not a quitter. He's a dog, and he has the grappling advantage. So if OSP takes him down, I would be sweating my ass off. But we saw Darko take him down like 4 or 5 times, and he showed a good get-up game, dude. So I do think that he could get up from this fight if he takes him down. But, I mean, OSP's ground game's so nasty, dude. So I'm going to stay away from this fight, but I love Jamal Hill, man. I think that he's going to be a big factor in this division. I got Jamal Hill going out there and knocking out OSP and making a big statement, and they're going to give him a big fight next. They're going to give him probably Anthony Smith, and Hill's going to destroy Anthony Smith. So I got Hill. I would pick Hill over Ratchich, dude. I think Hill would beat a lot of dudes, man, at 205. So, one more thing against Jamal Hill, too, that I forgot to mention. So much volume, dude. This guy has some, oh my God, just the output, dude. Lots of volume. Jamal Hill, first run KO.
Yeah, bro, all that volume and he, barely slows down. It's pretty incredible for a 205er. Love this fight, man. I'm actually looking at making this my last play of the weekend. I'm definitely looking at my boy Jamal Hill. I was with you last time against Clifton Abreu. He made that shit real easy. He didn't even have to make us sweat with a takedown. This one I think definitely will be a little harder. I don't know if we're going to come out here and start OSP right away. I think OSP might get a takedown or two, but bro, the proof is in the pudding. Jamal Hill's got a get-up game. Jamal Hill does everything right. I mean, me and you have been talking about his main training partner for a long time, Brett Martin. Dude was a high school champ wrestler in Michigan, which, if y'all know anything about wrestling, Michigan's definitely a good state for wrestling. Not only that, NGAA, All-American. So, Jamal Hill's definitely out there training with some good wrestlers for sure. We know the striking's there. We know he has a big striking advantage against OSP. you brought it up, bro. All the people that have hurt OSP lately. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's not disrespect. OSP is, I mean, he's a staple of the division, has been for a long time. No disrespect, but like, guy's absolutely declining. His chin's deteriorating, and I don't know if this is going to go down like the last couple prospects he beat, man. McCall Oleg Jacek was, he's actually kind of similar to Jamal in the sense that he's a very heavy volume striker, great boxer, and McCall was looking great, but there was a problem. McCall slowed down. McCall got, it ended up on the mat, and he wasn't able to get up. I don't think Jamal Hill's going to slow down. I do think Jamal Hill can get up. Next fight, Alonzo Menafield. Dude, Alonzo Menafield basically has zero striking. I mean, he's got big power for sure, but he looked completely lost against OSP there. Like, I mean, OSP was out there displaying the most basic footwork of all time, and Alonzo Menafield looked like he had absolutely zero idea what he was doing. Like, man, I don't think that's going to happen here. Jamal Hill's a serious striker, bro. I think this guy's one of the best prospects in the division. I think, again, no disrespect, but I truly view OSP as a stepping stone, and I'm going to say Jamal Hill gets the KO.
Yeah, man. I mean, this one could definitely, I could definitely, get pissed if Hill goes out there and smokes him early. But I mean, I want to pass. I want to sit back and watch this fight from a fan because I love Hill, man, and I do think he's going to get the job done. But, I'm going to just keep my 2 plays. Next fight, main event. This is my last play of the night. We got Marvin Vettori versus Jack the Joker Hermanson. It's a great fight, man. A lot of people it's 50-50, man. A lot of people are on Vettori, a lot of people are on Joker. Personally, I got 3 units on Vettori at -122. I think Joker's a good fighter. I bet on him, before. I bet on him versus Jacare Souza. I thought he looked really good in that fight. This is a different matchup. Honestly, dude, I see a lot of people saying that Joker's the better striker here. I don't get it, man. I do think he has good striking, but I don't think he has better striking than Vettori. A lot of people are shitting on Vettori because he doesn't have a lot of KOs and he has pillow fists and stuff. I mean, let's be honest, dude. If you watch the tape, you're going to see that Vettori has the better striking. I think that he has really good boxing. I mean, he's been looking good every fight. I will acknowledge that he has not been fighting the competition that Joker has. I mean, this is a big step up for him, but I like the pace he pushes. I like his striking. I like his right hand. I think he has great boxing. I just think he's going to get in his face. And a lot of people are mentioning Vettori slowing down, which, yeah, he slows down. His cardio, definitely a question mark. But Joker slows down, too, with all that movement he brings out. I mean, yeah, he slowed down against Souza. I bet on him versus Souza. He lost that 3rd round 100%. But, yeah, he did, he was slowed down that 4th and 5th round, but it's just Souza slowed down more. And Joker looked good in that fight, and Joker got the dub, but this is a different matchup. I think Joker's outmatched you on the feet. I think that Vettori's going to get in this space, and, I actually think that Vettori could hurt him in this fight. But I will admit, Joker has the better wrestling here. I mean, he has a great ground game. Let's be honest, though. Kelvin took this guy down. I think Vettori could actually take him down as well. But, I mean, it's, you're playing into his world, but Vettori has a great ground game, too. I mean, he's a grappler by trade, man. I mean, his striking just, been looking good lately. But that's Vettori's game even before he got in the UFC. He's a great grappler, great ground game. He has 80% takedown defense. And he's very relentless, dude. He's going to get in Joker's face, and that's what you have to do to beat Joker. That's how Santos and Cannoneer beat him. They got in his face and knocked him out. I think that Vettori could 100% hurt him here. I think Vettori could take him down if he wants to, but it's probably not the smartest, path. But I think he could do it. But, I mean, Joker could take him down too, man. But, I mean, Vettori's last loss, man, with the grappling was 2016 against, ACJ. That was a very, very, very young Vettori. I think what could happen here is Vettori could win the first 3 rounds, and then Joker could win the last 2 and win a decision. But, man, I like going against the grain, and I like picking, I like, doing stuff that a lot of people don't do. So, as much as, Joker's tough 100%, I got to go with Vettori here by finish, man. I think he could hurt him on the feet and pound him out and get him out of there. And yes, we get it. Joker has better ground game and better top control and better. Joker has a legit fucking ground and pound. He probably has the, some of the best in the division. But I just see Vettori, being a bully, man. And that's how you beat Jack. You get in his face, dude. And I think he could hurt him, man, and rock him and get him down and pound him out. So I got Marvin Vettori. I think he's going to prove why he's a top guy. And I think he's legit, dude. I've faded him in the past, but really, man, I'm sold on this guy, man. I like him. So I got Marvin Vettori. I'm going to go with a TKO.
Yeah, man. I got Marvin Vettori too, but I'm definitely not as confident. I only slightly favor him. I actually think the line is probably about right, minus 130 range. It's funny, they actually opened Marvin Vettori the underdog, which I guess I do disagree with. I favor Vettori here. And I agree with a lot of what you said. I think this probably is a tough fight for Hermansson. Like, Vettori's just a really overall solid prospect. Like, he really doesn't have any weaknesses. He's solid everywhere. He can strike, he can grapple. I certainly think his cardio has improved. I don't know, man. We were talking about live betting earlier, and I think this is a good live betting fight. Like, it really just depends how this first round goes, man. I mean, sometimes Joker comes out, like you said, man, he comes out early, uses a lot of energy, and then he slows down. But sometimes he can take a more cautious approach. And, we've seen him go out there and win a 5-round fight against Jacare in the past. That was a really good win. But on the other side, man, I mean, in Jacare, we're talking about an older, declining fighter, whereas Marvin Vettori is a young buck in his prime, on his way up, and I don't think it's going to be as smooth sailing for Jack if the fight gets extended. I actually do favor Vettori if this fight gets extended, but I'm still not writing off the chances of Jack getting that early sub, even though I do think that's unlikely. I mean, we saw Marvin Vettori survive the BJJ of ACJ when he was like 23 years old, so I would think he's probably going to survive the submission attempts of Jack. It's actually it's the ground and pound, dude. Jack Hermansson has some of the best ground and pound in the sport. And if he's able to get on top of Vettori, like if he mounts Vettori or takes his back and flattens him out, like if he gets a bad spot on Vettori, like make no mistake about it, he's gonna pound the guy out. But I'm gonna give Vettori the benefit of the doubt. I like the steady improvements this guy's making, man. I mean, he's been in the UFC for a while now. I like his confidence. I like a lot about him, man. And I'm gonna say he survives the early grappling onslaught. I'm going to say Jack does use a lot of energy going for takedowns, and I'm going to say Vettori does a good job neutralizing that attack. And as the fight goes on, I'm going to say he starts to take over, and I'm going to take Marvin by I'm going to take him by a 49-46 decision here. I'm going to say Jack gets round 1, and then the rest of the way it's all Marvin Vettori. So yeah, unanimous decision for Vettori, but I'm passing.
It's a big fight for Marvin, man. If he ever wants to fight, Izzy again, dude, he's gonna have to go get past the Joker, dude. This is a huge fight, but this is a big fight for Joker too, man. So, great fight, man. But yeah, we both got Marvin. Yeah. So, a little recap on our bets. Got a bet on Marvin. I got a bet on Durden. That's probably it for me. You?
Yeah, I got 4 units in the parlay of Jordan Leavitt and Ilia Topuria at minus 108. I got 4 units in Tyler Santos minus 194. And I'm looking at probably adding another 4-unit play on Jamal Hill.
Next week, dude. I'm so happy I have next week off, dude, so I can watch that card live. Oh, my God. And I'm telling you right now, man, my boy DeBronx is coming, and I love Tony Ferguson, bro. Ferguson's one of my favorite fighters. I've bet on him so many times, dude. But, dude, DeBronx is coming, man. He is fucking coming. That's all I'm going to say there. Anything you want to add to that?
I don't disagree.
And our boy Billy Q's coming as well, even though he's not plus money, which kind of sucks. But hopefully, there's a lot of Gavin Tucker riders out there. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining, man. Please like and subscribe. We'll be back next week, and let us know below, man, who you got in every fight. And let's go, man. Peace out.